Hello, 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 hello. Ah, good thing that I looked over because, well, I did start the game. Guess what I didn't start? My model. It would have been great. But hello, hello Alex, hello me, and hello Salo. I hope you're all doing well. Look at me. I started on time. The only reason why I might your model like an AI. Shh. What do you think? Sometimes I have like word finding issues. It's because I'm not a real person. I'm just a highly, Salo. I'm just a highly functioning like LLM. As you know, definitely is how it goes. I'm not a person. Don't be weird. No, I meant my model software for my PNG tuber because believe it or not, I'm not actually a red-haired devil. I don't have hair. I don't have red hair. I do have hair, just not red hair. I don't have horns. I know, immersion break. I do not have ear piercings yet. I'm tempted. I'm tempted to maybe, but I feel it would like murder my grandma. So I haven't done that step yet. I haven't taken that step yet. But yeah, hello. It's Sunday. That means the weekend is over, which sucks. But that also meant we had a weekend, and that means hopefully that we got some off time, some like relaxation time, and we get to feel totally better and amazing now. I feel good because I just ate the rest of my spaghetti, which was technically 2 portions. Just because I was like, I did really good with the sauce, and like, they're really yummy. So I was like, I could either put the rest of the spaghetti in the, the fridge for either tomorrow or, give it to my grandma, or I can just eat it myself. Now, did it help that I also had half a baguette of garlic bread? No? Am I somehow still not overfilled? No, weirdly enough, I'm not. I have no clue how I'm not. But I'm also not gonna complain. That is a lot of carbs, but it was very good. It was just very good food. Again, I think I did well with the sauce this time. Which is wild because I didn't really do anything else. I used like just run of the mill like tomato sauce as base with like some basilicum. What's the English name of it? It's not basilicum, is it? Basil? I think it might just be basil. I make my sauce with my spaghetti meat sauce with carrots, by the way. So I like got one big carrot. I like chopped it up in like slices. Then I halved these because they would have been too big otherwise. And then I added 1 onion and 2 cloves of garlic, which could have probably even went for 3, but and then I like just threw that in, like caramelized them a bit, or sauteed them. I don't know. I like just fried them on a bit. Added the minced meat, fried that one, and then I just poured on the sauce, added some salt, pepper, and some chili flakes. And I think the chili flakes did it for me, because there weren't too many to make it really hot and too spicy. But there were enough to, you know, give it a hint of spiciness. And that's what I like. That's the kind... It could have been a tiny bit more. But, like, it's the right level of spicy for me. Where, like, I can taste it. It gives me the, like, flair of, like, ooh, yeah. Like, there's this, you know, tingle on my... Not even tingle, but, like, you know... My tongue reacts to, you know, the spiciness. But there's not too much. To where I go like, I need something to drink. Or where it just burns, like, forever. But yeah, that's the news for me. Yesterday, there was a weird day. Mostly oh god. I wanted to kill my dog, but I think that's partially my fault. So I'm not gonna tell the story. Let's just say, if you have a dog, or an animal, and they have food, it must come out, and sometimes they do not, I mean, they cannot tell you what they need. So sometimes just literally shit happens in the house, which was great. It's definitely what I needed. No, but Friday was a long day. I think I stayed up on Friday for like 21 hours because I had to drive my mom and friends to the airport. At like 3 in the morning. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna go to bed. But I also had an early morning and a like long day because it was an office day, and you know, like, ugh. And then I had to drive home, and I was home around, when was I home? Like 4:30, I think. Let me check. I was home at 5. Have a good lurk, Salo. I was home at 5, and I think I pretty much... I just brushed my teeth. I changed into my PJs. I went to bed, and I just fell asleep. Weirdly enough, turns out 21 hours of being awake and like working like a good couple of hours of that makes you sleepy. But I also learned yet again that coffee has literally zero effect on me, because I drank like the rest, like the second half of my mom's coffee cup, which she made for herself to like get up, because even though it also has no effect on her, like on the drive home, and it did nothing. The caffeine had no effect on me. Nada. It just... Whether I drank it or not, no difference. Yes, I think that's it for now. I mean, we've seen each other on Thursday. I will have some, like, you know, things to share, for, like, how the coming week will be stream-wise, but I'll do that later, probably, or like towards the end, and then also tomorrow in the Discord. But I think for now we can switch to the game. But boom, let's just hope that the audio works. It does! Hooray! So yet again, another new main character. Hopefully, maybe. Anyways, either way, I don't care. She's pretty. Even if she's just a character, I dig it. So we have the font size. I upped it to 120 just to make it maybe easier on you guys. If not, we can go up to like 140, which is an interesting maximum to have. We can adjust the speed nothing really here is a visual novel. There's apparently controls now that are more advanced than just fast forward, menu, and navigate, because now you have a hotkey for the glossary and the journal. Audio, if it's too quiet, if it's too loud, just tell me. I adjusted it like just kind of by feel. I don't know what vibrations. If my controller starts to vibrate like mad, I will turn this off because I really don't need to get spooked. But yeah, let's just... Okay, you can even select the chapters here. Let's just start, because I don't know what the fuck is going on. Last time we fled the city after we found out that everyone sucks. And apparently the choices we made led to us deciding like, yeah, we'll just let them suck, we will flee. Anyways, new game. Ooh. Wait. Okay. Oh god, we can play this twice. I mean, heck yeah. Ooh, we're a Ravnos? Hell yeah, okay. Kali. We will play Kali, the purple-haired vampire, who apparently is very retro because he's using a Discman. My sire's gone AWOL, and I've got no clue why. It sucks, but hey, I'm a raven. When things get dicey, I go with my gut. And right now, it's telling me to just keep searching. It hasn't let me down so far, and it won't start now, right? Let's have a look at what a Ravnos does. Just because I want to know. Ravnos... I cannot type Ravnos. Yes. So, Ravnos. Oh my god. The page is in fucking light mode. Give me dark mode. Give me fucking dark mode. Ah. There we go, thank you. So, known as wandering tricksters, mythic vagabonds, the Ravnas are incurable daredevils who gleefully pursue the art of unliving dangerously. Nobody in the West understood the old Ravnos, and now it's far too late to do so. As Zephythasura? What the fuck? Rose from his slumber in the week of nightmares, and in his death throes wiped out nearly all of his clan. Oh, right, that did happen. The remaining few were left without any connection to their true heritage and history, and have been forced to rewrite it themselves. But if they did not wander before, they no longer have any choice but to, or else they will meet the same fate as their progenitor. Yeah, so... Turns out the antediluvian of the Ravnos woke up and just fucked up all his child. He literally like drove them into a frenzy where they all went horribly mad. And just most of them just fucking died. Which is great. Totally great. But let's see if we can find that part. Oh right, and they're like heavy onto diablerie, I think. Okay, so for the Ravnos, the final nights were just that. The entire history of the clan pivots around the Week of Nightmares. In the 1990s, the Cold War between the Kuei Jin and the Infinite Thunderers Court, whatever that is, and the Ravnos of India heated up. The Ravnos eventually took a page from the Sabbat playbook and began mass-embracing candidates, sending armies of neonats to be slaughtered by the one Kuei. The psychic backlash from these deaths reverberated up the lineage to Ravnos, eventually waking Methuselahs, who joined the fight, only to result in the eventual awakening of Zapathasura himself in 1999, which I assume is the antediluvian. Zapathasura broke his fast on his own clan, then proceeded to attack everything in sight, including most of Bangladesh. His exact motivations were never clear, because by the time the dust settled, 3 bodhisattvas, several packs of Garu, uncounted mortals, and an awful lot of technocracy ammunition had barely been able to stop the antediluvian. With his dying curse, Zapathasura, I swear to God, whoever made that name up deserves to be punished, set off a psychic bomb within his own clan, resulting in the Ravnos devouring each other in a cannibalistic frenzy. Most outsiders were aware only that the Ravnos spontaneously developed incredible powers of chemistry for about a week, then proceeded to attack and devour each other. By the time the week of nightmares ended, there were perhaps 100 Ravnos still this side of final death, and none of them was of significant generation or power. With their ranks significantly depleted and weakened, the surviving Ravnos of India sought shelter by other Indian kindred in order to avoid what would have otherwise been the finishing blow from the Bijali enemies in the Infinite Thunder's court. The Ravnos of the 21st century are an endangered species trying to outpace their own ultimate doom. Now cursed to wander without being able to settle roots like others, those who managed to survive the fateful encounter with their antediluvian just a few decades ago now, or managed to avoid his call altogether, have with their childers started a revival of the clan by taking to their nomadic roots in earnest, using their experience to stay ahead of their new threats to kindred existence. Some fight the curse by setting up multiple havens and using different masks in a single domain, but it's difficult work to maintain for long before something goes wrong for them. Okay, so that's them. Most of them are dead, so we will play an almost dead clan member. Let's see, what kind of abilities do they have? Because I kind of knew about the La Sombra, but not much about the Ravnos. What kind of abilities do they have, and like, what's their curse? So, their bane is doomed or unbirthed name, and it doesn't tell me what that means. Amazing. Let's go to another wiki, maybe. Okay. Bane is doomed or unbirthed name. Let's find out. So, doomed is anytime they day sleep within the same place more than once in several nights, roll a number of dice equal to their bane severity. If they receive any tens on, they take. Ooh, okay. So if they sleep in the same place for too often, they take aggravated damage. So they burn from within. And they need to have a mile distance between the two resting places before the bane is triggered. Mobile havens do work as long as the haven is moved a while away. Is amazing. So you can have a caravan, basically. Unbirthed name. If Ravnos' unbirthed name is used against them, the name-wielding opponent receives a vote. Okay, so basically names of powers kind of idea. And their abilities is animalism, so they're friends with animals. Obfuscate, they become invisible, and presence, they can charm people. That sounds like a fun combination. Let's go. Let's play Kali. Wait, we get to spend points? Excuse me. That was not expected. Okay. So I mean, everyone who knows me knows I love animals, so let's put one into animalism, because yes, that please. But doesn't that mean that they will eventually just die since they're immortal and there are finite resting places? No, okay, so their needs, so they cannot sleep within the same place within 7 days. So technically, if you have 7 resting places a mile apart each, you could just bounce between them. Like every night. Anyways, I don't like definitely need presents. So I'm more of a friend of like obfuscate and animalism. We like to have friends be our animals be our friends, and also be able to dive into the shadows and become unnoticed. Oh, that is a lot easier than finding a new place every day. It is, isn't it? But also, you first need 7 places to stay, or you know. Oh, okay. Hunger on. Struggle against your inner beast by adding risk management to discipline. Of course. Hunger threat. The hunters are watching your every move. Play it safe or risk getting ambushed on detours. Yeah, this seems much less like a visual novel, but we take both. We always take both. It's more fun that way. Night 1. The beginning. Oh, okay. I have to, I have to continue. Look at us. Aren't we pretty? Why do we always play such a pretty... Oh my god, and she has tummy free? Hell yes. Oh yes. Reckoning of New York. I mean, technically, even just a mile is like... A mile is like, I think, farther is like 1.6 kilometers? Oh, okay, and we have a counter. That's at least something. I think this one is probably be, how like obvious our actions are. D'Angelo's bureau, if you can even call it that, feels more like a rough draft of an asteroid belt. Suggesting it's shabby almost gives it too much credit, as if there's some hidden allure to the mess, which there definitely isn't. His head is cocked, thoughtfully, beady eyes piercing me right through. Does this acute interest stem from the matter I brought in? Or does he simply enjoy watching me wriggling in his wretched chair? I'd ask, but underneath the repulsive mask of his face, I notice something that looks a lot like fear. A detail I pocket for later. Oh, I can navigate with up and down. Nice. Toggle keyword mode, interesting. A strong synthetic odor taints the still air. The world is moving forward, but this crap reeks worse than your average smoke. And the way he squashes those mini-cigs in the ashtray, it's clear D'Angelo struggling to shake off old habits. Oh, okay, I have to still use space. Not that I want to throw stones, but he's quite the character. Useful, but infuriating too, at times. Like, right now, for example.
Let me just get this straight. You lost your sire, eh?
No, that's not his voice.
Let me just get this straight. Yeah, he had a very raspy voice. Let me just get this straight. You lost your sire, eh?
Gee. Wait, what the fuck is all of this? How do we start with all of this? Sire, a vampire's begetter, the kindred who brought them into undead existence. Okay, can I just say, I wish I would have kept it like in the last game, where there's a personal touch to them. The Banu Hakim. The judges of the Banu Hakim are torn between their hereditary thirst for oh no, okay, the Banu Hakim are the ones who like to drink vampire blood. Well, I guess the Ravnas are, we will find out. And their passion for justice, stern educators, they are fiercely devoted to upholding a moral code and embrace mortals capable of assessing and handling threats enforcing laws and traditions and punishing transgressors. Monikers the clan of the Hunt, assassins, children of Hakim, Saracens, mediators, lawmen. Bruja. The Bruja are a clan of radicals and troublemakers, embracing those willing to put someone in their place if the situation calls for it. Most see themselves as warriors with a cause, and these rebels are guided by their passions, strength, and dedication to their ideals, whatever those may be. Monikers: the Learned Clan, Rebel, Punks, Hipsters, Prometheans, Rebels, Philosopher Kings, Hellenes. I don't know how you would pronounce this in English. Caitiff. Caitiff are vampires without clans. Distrusted by their peers, they are scorned because of their lack of lineage, but also feared for their unpredictability. Jacks of all trades, but masters of none, each pander makes their own way in their society of the damned, free from both ancestry and expectations. The clanless, panders, orphans, trash, scum, freelancers. A clan. Well, what is a clan? A bloodline of vampires who share common characteristics, passed on through the blood from sire to child. There are 13 distinct clans in the modern night, as well as the Caitiff, Thin Bloods, and innumerable minor bloodlines. Can we also just talk about how the Ravenos apparently have no higher bloodline people anymore, so either they have to really make sure not to die out, who are now the most powerful Ravenos, or the bloodline will just die out because they can only make weaker ones. Gangrel. Often closer to beasts than other vampires, the Gangrel style themselves apex predators. These ferals prowl the wilds as easy as the urban jungle, and no clan of vampires can match their ability to endure, survive, and thrive in any environment. Often fiercely territorial, their shape-shifting abilities give even the undead pause. The clan of the beast. Animals, ferals, barbarians, outcasts, wolves, and strays. Dun dun dun. I just had to do something. Wait, we do this, and then we do this, and then I go back here, and then I sit a bit more upright. Hunter. Mortals who have discovered the existence of supernatural creatures around them, and rather than give in to desperation, decided to take action. Hunters typically work in cells, small tight-knit groups united for protection, teamwork, or a shared cause. Okay. So, question. If you found out vampires were real, as in the vampire games, would you, if you had the option, right? You can just try to live your normal life as if you do not know that, while knowing it. You can try and become a hunter, or you can become either a ghoul or just a follower of a vampire. Which would you choose? Which, with you know, the like potential outcome of maybe becoming a vampire, but like let's stick to the like, you know, you will for now stay human. Because I think I would go on the side of the vampires. That would help them. That sounds, I don't know, also more interesting and somehow also less dangerous. Or I would just ignore it and just pretend I don't know shit. Because that one is definitely easier. Kindred, the term used by the Camarilla to refer to a single vampire, or the entire vampire community. The term Lich is used by the Anarchs in a similar manner. La Sombra. Creatures subtly at odds with mundane reality. The Sombra vampires are expected to triumph at any cost. Ruthlessness is a sought after trait in progeny. making their reputation as betraying interlopers well deserved. Most do not seek attention, preferring to act as puppeteers, powers behind the proverbial throne. To a shadow, the ends justify any means. Monikers as the Night Clan, Magisters, Keepers, Shadows, Abyss Mystics, Turncoats, and Traitors. Malkavian, derided as lunatics by the vampires, the blood of the Malkavians lets them perceive and foretell truths hidden from others. Like the wise madman of poetry, their fractured perspective stems from seeing too much of the world at once, from understanding too deeply and feeling emotions that are just too strong to bear. The Clan of the Moon, lunatics, madmen, jesters, oracles, dervishes, visionaries, and children of Melkath are the monikers. Nosferatu. The Nosferatu wear their curs on the outside. Their body is horribly twisted and deformed through their embrace. They lurk on the fringes of most cities, acting as spies and brokers of information, using animals and their own supernatural capacity to hide. Nothing escapes the eyes of the so-called sewer rats. The Clan of the Hidden, horrors, sewer rats, lepers, hives, scabs, vagrants, or orlocks are monikers for this clan. The Revnos. Masters of misdirection, the Revnos prefer not to fight or bleed for something they can obtain through subtler means. They can charm and vanish within the same mortal breath, and those once fooled quickly learn to question their very senses when in the company of ravens. Always on the move, the Revnos can never rest in the same place for long lest their curs light them on fire as they slumber. Rogues, ravens, daredevils, the haunted are monikers of our clan. We learned what sires the hunger, a part appetite, part lust, and part addiction. Hunger is the drive to feed, taking the place of every other urge and pleasure. Hunger calls to vampires constantly, whispering and screaming in equal measure of its need and desire for blood. The ministry always has something to offer. This often code-like clan recruits those able to employ temptation as a weapon. Ah, words! Yes, but I'm reading them for you. They embrace those with the will and means to sway, entrap, and ultimately liberate their targets from whatever they seek, the victim's possessions, allegiance, or even fate. To the serpents, everything has a price. Monikers, the Clan of Faith, Setites, followers of Set, the Clan of Lies, Typhoonist, Serpents, Liberators, Judaisians, Thinbloods, neither holy vampire nor mortal. The ever-changing nature of the Duskborn evokes pity, jealousy, and fear in equal measure. Considered little more than trash by most vampires, the Thinbloods are banding together, leveraging their resistance to sunlight and the strange mercurial adaptability of their powers against their oppressors. Monikers are Duskborn, Mercurians, the young ones, Runoff, Chameleons, Abortions. Abortions is so mean, wow. Toreador, known for their seductive nature, enthralling demeanor, and eloquent grace to the point of obsession. Toreador vampires embrace artists and lovers into their ranks, forever trying to stir their own deadened hearts. Supernaturally graceful and charming, the divas are always looking for the next thrill, leaving throngs of discarded lovers and victims in their wake. The clans of divas, degenerates, artists, harlots, hedonists, sensates, auricolites, whatever that means. Tremere. The arcane clan Tremere were once a house of mortal mages who sought immortality but found only undeath. Let me drink something. As vampires, they've perfected ways to blend their own blood to their will. To bend, not blend. Employing their sorceries to master both the mortal and vampire world. Their power makes them valuable, but few vampires trust their scheming ways. The Broken Clan, usurpers, warlocks, hermetics, thaumaturgs, transgressors, and blood mages. Chimichi. To the Chimichi, possession is all. They aim to dominate and own the subject of their possessiveness. Jealousy, guarding it like their namesake dragon would its hoard. Everything from land, people, cults, companies, or gangs can fall under the covetous claws of a dragon. This relentless desire extends to their own bodies as well, and they often rework themselves into flawless, hideous, or utterly alien forms, all the better to display their utter control over all things theirs. Dragons, the old clan, voivodes, stokers, and last but not least, the Ventrue. The Ventrue are not called the clan of kings for nothing, carefully choosing their progeny from mortals familiar with power, wealth, and influence. The Ventrue style themselves the aristocrats of the vampire world. Their members are expected to assume command wherever possible, and they're willing to endure storms for the sake of leading from the front. The clan of kings, blue bloods, tyrants, warlords, patricians, and bourgeois. Am I speaking in riddle? No more words, except more words. Patience, Carly. Am I speaking in riddles? Oh, I have to hold. Okay. His eyes roll. He rolls his eyes so theatrically you'd think he's auditioning for a noir play.
It's my way of cracking the case, you know. I'm here to lend you a hand, Carly. Now come on, spill the beans. Lay it all out.
That's the issue. He just flaked on our meeting, and I don't know why.
Reynard Castle has a knack for vanishing, though. Maybe he had to make himself scarce. Skip town.
He'd have left me a clue for sure.
You still rely on those wall tags? The hobo code or whatever, or whatnot?
I can just hover over it. No fucking way. Wait, I can just hover over them. Heck yeah, okay, that makes it so much easier. A specific cipher unique to each Ravnal's band that lets them communicate in code. Kali's coterie employs a modified hobo code, distinguished by the addition of 3 lines over a dot, allowing only those in the know to understand the message behind the altered symbols. Little Chandler here has totally been killing it lately. I mean, I might have casually mentioned the code once or twice, but nothing major. Well, alright, maybe I showed him a symbol, one that's pretty much useless on its own. Ugh. If Reynard catches wind of me spilling the beans, he's gonna flip. He's like Fort Knox when it comes to our secrets. We do, and I found absolutely zilch. Which doesn't happen, by the way. We never bail on each other when we split up for stuff like this. It's just too dangerous.
Maybe he didn't have a chance to leave a trail. Where were you two supposed to rendezvous?
Um, why is he snooping around so much? I mean, we know why. Kind of. Oh my god, wait, did he switch to vaping? D'Angelo, what the fuck happened? Why is he snooping around so much? It feels like I'm on a trail here. I'm on a trial here.
You literally asked me to conduct this investigation. What do you expect me to do? Pull an answer out of my ass?
I really don't want to know what he could pull out of his ass, and I intend to tell him as much, but he speaks first.
Besides, I already know your spot. Coney Island, right?
I feel my eyelids twitch. Bluffing.
I was, but your reaction spilt the whole story.
He is animated now. Yeah, there's like tiny animation by the power of vaping. God, yeah, let's not. Maybe dropping by D'Angelo's wasn't such a great plan. Or maybe he's not as useless as I assumed, but he definitely got me on edge. I shoot him a skeptical glare, but he appears to be elsewhere, lost in his own thoughts. His lips move silently, almost like he's whispering a prayer. Whoa, living on a prayer. Take my hand. Give me just a second. Yeah. I just had to unplug my phone and check a message real quick. Let's just we're noisy. Let's prick our ears. I strain my ears and finally catch a few words.
When a damsel in distress entered his dimly lit office, lost in the urban jungle and with nowhere to go, she turned to the only person she could trust. Detective extraordinaire, Gianni D'Angelo. But neither of them foresaw the storm brewing, ready to shake their woe to its core.
I'll skip over your noir wet dreams, but what's the deal with the storm?
Don't worry about it.
The way he says it really makes me worry about it, but I brush it off.
So you made your way to Coney Island, but came up empty-handed. No castle, no tray, no follow. Anything noteworthy at all?
Just your typical shady assholes loitering around. Clearly up to something. Pretty standard for New York City as far as I'm aware.
Shady assholes? Who? Kindred?
Regular faults, I think. All twitchy and restless. He furrows his brow, nodding slowly, but seems more in mourning than deep in thought. When he finally speaks, it's not at all what I was expecting to hear.
To be frank, Callie, I'm running short on answers. Your sire seems just temporarily unavailable, or gone for good. Or something else, can't say I'm entirely shocked.
He tries to stroll around nonchalantly, but the mess in his bureau just as nonchalantly throws him off balance. It completely ruins his noir vibe. So I shoot him a cheeky grin, but he's too caught up to even notice. Breaking character must have rattled him good.
If I were you, I'd take pluck a leaf out of his book and disappear pronto. In fact, that's exactly what I intend to do once I'm through with my business in this city.
I unpocket the fear I observed a moment ago and give D'Angelo another good, lasting look. He is genuinely terrified, like seriously scared. But there's this hint of desperation too. I've got to tame my inner con artist. She's practically salivating in my head, just waiting to join in. When things go south, D'Angelo's the body you stick with, not somebody you ditch and forget. Gianni, seriously, what's up? I'm kind of freaking out here.
There's too many loose ends to stitch together a complete tale. Frankly, it's too lengthy for just one night anyway. But there's a storm gathering in the city. Been through some rough patches, but this feels like a whole different kind of trouble.
Cut the cryptic shit.
Just for once.
He looks over my shoulder, lost in thought, like he's figuring out how to drop an anchor on someone who's already drowning.
Our kind have been dropping like flies lately. Nobody seems to be specific target, but it's hitting mostly Duskborn.
It's the thin-blooded, yes.
The court dubs it the culling of thin bloods. Real knee slapper they got. Those sons of guns.
The court. The social system of a city's Camarilla kindred. Resembling the feudal system of mortals. At the top is the prince, below them the members of the Primogen Council. Order in the domain is maintained by a sheriff. The gatherings are organized in secret sanctuaries known as Elysiums. But does everyone here wear 3 layers of clothing? I don't know. I mean, he has 4. He has an undershirt, a shirt, a button-up shirt, and a jacket.
But there's been other victims too.
A chill runs down my dad's spine.
Here's the sad reality. New York City has never been as dangerous for kindred as it is these days.
Infighting or an external threat? I mean, we wear, well, I guess 3? The shawl, the top, and then what's below? Are the sects seriously at each other's throats that hard?
Same old song and dance, right? This time there's a curveball, enough to make 'em halt the hostilities and... You know what? I'll fill you in while we hit the road.
The urge to flee slams into me like a freight train. There's something about his tone that almost convinces me to hightail it out of the city. But it's not quite time to make a break for it. My ears itchy, give me a second. Yeah. Got a lot of an itchy ear. Okay. I might stick around just a while, so... D'Angelo visibly concerned. Should I be worried too?
Really not gonna let him go, huh?
It's not. I'll find Reynard, come hell or high water. Besides, someone has to handle detective duty since, judging by how desperately you want me to drive you out of town, damsel in distress is already taken. D'Angelo tilts his head downward just enough to fix his crooked smile. A smile abandoned by joy long ago.
I know you well enough to not even bother trying to change your mind, but you have a knack for diving headfirst into trouble, so hear me out. Keep your head down, stay off the radar, don't feed willy-nilly, and above all, don't reveal your true nature unless you're 100% sure nobody can see you.
I wonder how itchy his head. Oh yeah, I don't even want to know. Then again, he's a Nosferatu, I feel like just normal levels. The hunger. Part appetite, part lust. Yes, we read that. So, the masquerade, basically. Thou shalt not reveal thy true nature to those not of the blood. Doing such shall renounce thy claims of blood. A tradition universally accepted by both the Camarilla and Anarchs. Mortals must never learn of the supernatural if the kindred are to survive in the modern age of technology. One sloppy feeding, one careless action caught on a live stream, or one mistimed confession to a mortal lover could spell doom for anyone involved. Oh no, I definitely ate too many carbs. The food coma is hitting right now. No, no.
I'm joking, Kali. Keep low or else. No, I'm not joking, Kali. Keep low or else.
Yeah, thanks for the tip. I rise to my feet and wave goodbye as I head out the door. I'll grab you once I found Reynard. On my own, since you've been such a big help. New journal entry. It takes me a while to actually notice the air around me. Crisp and clear, without the ever-present stench of D'Angelo's nicotine habit. I find it taking me longer each time to catch on. When will I reach the point where I don't notice it anymore? I don't feel like ever. Reynard's silence and the total lack of hints about his whereabouts bug me way more than I'm ready to say out loud. But also, we got a logbook entry. We have our disciplines. And there's us. Oh, we're a dark web dealer, nice. Drifting through life from one rave to another and scamming people for a living, Kali was a Ravnos through and through, long before catching the eye of Reynard Kessel. Seeing her as a potential asset, he promptly embraced her almost 2 years ago. Oh, we're very not new. Her unique insight into human nature and access to secure dark web trading channels have been a great boon to her coterie, as the logistic expert, she ensures the merchandise, no matter how shady, ends up in the right hands. Nice. However, with her sire's mysterious disappearance, Kali must learn how to swim in uncharted waters, instead of simply relying on her gifts and Lady Luck's smile. I need to close my eyes and force them to open. I might have to stand. Because, my god, I'm getting tired again. The self-proclaimed detective extraordinaire with a paranoid gumshoe. Yeah, nice. With a penchant for noir drama, a knack for getting tangled in conspiracies and more than a few unresolved issues. Well, he considers himself an Autarchus. He has no qualms about aligning with either of the New York City sects when it suits his interest. He crossed paths with Kali during her occasional business in the city a couple of years ago, marking the start of what might be considered a friendship if you squint hard enough. Logbook. The streets are deserted. It's like everyone vanished, scared off by the winter chill that mortals seem to hate. The darkness of the night, lit up by bursts of color, is kind of beautiful in a bleak, urban way. Okay, I need to stand. So give me a second. Ugh. Rob. Ah, I don't know. Oh, because I still had the stupid thing. Okay, I'm back finally, fully now. No, I wasn't on mute, but I unplugged my mic by accident while lifting my table or having it like drive up. And then I was still in the selection of the device, and my mute button is picture down. So I think I switched to the next one when I unmuted. There we go. Here we are. Anyways. But my sire is gone and I don't know what to do. Back at D'Angelo's, I was all talk, swearing that I'd track down Raynar myself or burn up trying. Pretty sure he saw right through my BS. Alright, half as confident as I pretended, I wouldn't feel so utterly lost. In late December, in the big fucking dangerous Apple of all places. Of all people, yes. Because we all know New York is just a person. If D'Angelo's warnings have any weight, maybe it's time to bulk up our supplies. Our coterie. Let's just say we're big on being ready for anything. Coterie. A small group of kindred united by the need for support and sometimes common interest. often called a gang or crew. Yeah. Reynard's the mastermind behind all our safety nets, making sure we don't even brush close to failure. His obsessive preparedness has pulled us out of the fire more than once. Whenever we're running our gigs, we've got these spots stocked up with goods and, let's call it, personal protection. One of those hidden caches lies just around the block, if I remember right. It's been ages, but that's probably the first place I should hit up before I go hunting for Reynard. Better safe than in a grave, right? Ha! It rhymes! End. Okay. Ooh, what the shit? Interesting. Main quest? Detour? Main quest? Oh, why do we have two main quest places? That is not fun. How far into the night are we? It doesn't tell us. Precautionary measures. Survival is the game we all play, or so Reynard always preached to our gang. That's why we stashed supply caches all over. If D'Angelo warnings hold water, grabbing some supplies might actually come in handy. Or the rundown parking lot where I stashed my RV seemed deserted enough to keep away from prying eyes. I should head back to Coney Island and see if Reynard showed up while I was away. Or maybe he left one of our signature wall signs, cluing me in on what to do next. Or Square One the RV. Sure, my RV is a fortress on wheels and all, but I better move it before it starts drawing too much attention. And if anything happens to our stash, well, I'd rather not dwell on that. Unless I want dodging Reynard to become my main focus instead of figuring out where he vanished. Let's take the measures first. Detour. Great. Just fucking great. Looking over the wreckage of what used to be my secret stash, I can't stop the flood of swears. Whoever the hell found it, they cleared it out completely. They didn't even have the courtesy to leave a "my bad for the raid" note. Have a good night, Salo. Salo goes bedtime. Okay. Take care. Good night. That's very early. I hope you take care. I hope you sleep well. Good night, kiss. See you another day. Bye bye. You haven't slept yet from yesterday. Why not? What the fuck? And here you yell at me for going to bed late. Jeez. It wasn't a treasure trove or anything, just an old combat knife, a bulletless revolver, and some jewelry I was planning on to pawn off for far less than what they're worth. I get why they take that stuff, but seriously, what's anyone gonna do with a cooler full of expired blood bags? Could this have been the work of one of our kind? After what D'Angelo said, it doesn't seem too far-fetched. Fuck. Wherever they are, they better hope I don't find them first. Stepping back onto the streets, the harsh reality hits me. My gear's history, and no amount of complaining is going to magically bring it back. Believe me, I tried. But then again, maybe I'm just being paranoid. D'Angelo has a thing for urban legends and slapping conspiracy theories onto pretty much anything. Why should this time be any different? It's Christmas, after all. Around these parts, looting is practically a holiday tradition. As I'm coming to terms with my situation and thinking about what to do next, I get that weird feeling. It's like my inner alarm system is giving me a nudge. telling me something's off. A quick look behind me confirms it. Yep, I've got followers, and not just one, but two. Finally, I'm hitting my social media milestones. My gut tells me to move faster, and I find myself darting into a barely lit alleyway. Disappearing into the shadows, I press myself against the cold bricks and wait. That's when I catch it, a high-pitched voice filled with endless babble. Her words cut through the air, harsh and acidic. It's talking about me, and it's far from flattering.
It was her, the freak draped and all, the drap grey. I haven't told you.
Drap Grey? Who the hell does she think she is? I need to get a look at them.
Girl, we come back empty-handed for the third time and we're fucking cooked.
Oh, fuck her and her sheep-ass forest rangers get up. The nerve to diss my look. Why are they even after me anyway? The one making all the noise is fidgeting non-stop, like a squirrel high on candy, muttering something I can't make out. It's clear planning, impromptu action isn't her strong suit. The other one seems timid, obviously wishing she was anywhere but here. I'd find the whole scene hilarious under different circumstances, but I've got bigger fish to fry than this low-budget permanent midnight remake. Scare the shit out of them. Unseen, walk away undetected, or wait a little longer. Let's wait a little longer. Still, she might let something slip that's actually worth hearing. If hanging around Raynar has taught me anything, it's that there's no such thing as useless intel. The loud one suddenly steps in front of her body, shoving her aside pretty harshly.
Go look around the corner. I'll check things out here. That bitch's gonna be nearby. Buzz me on the radio if anything pops up.
With a notable lack of enthusiasm, the other girl drags herself away, letting out a heavy sigh of relief, clearly glad to dodge this mess, even if just for a bit. The moment she's out of sight, the loudmouth digs into her pocket and after a moment of fumbling takes a loud snort of something. Well, that sheds some light on her jitteriness. Too bad she's now blocking my only way out of this alley. But from what I can tell, no one's watching. We could use a bite. But we also don't know much about her, and her friend might be back, but she didn't seem to like her, so... no one seems... from what I can tell, no one's watching. Do we stay hidden or do we feed from her? We have, like, I would guess 2 uses of... our powers right now. Let's wait. Going head to head with her seems hardly worth it, even though everything is... Also, she's a drug addict. Her blood probably doesn't taste great. Going head to... remember that you turned on the hunters. Indeed, that also is why. She might be a hunter. Unlikely, but she could be. A drug hunter. Going head to head with her seems hardly worth it, even though everything inside me is shouting to do just that. Reining in that urge is no small feat. That drive has been a part of me way before Raynar turned me into a Ravnos. So I hang back, waiting just long enough for her to tire of waiting around. Maybe the buzz carried her off to some other distraction. Regardless, she finally takes off, and I've got the green light to slip away. Damn. Turns out D'Angelo wasn't just blowing smoke up my ass. Still, other places to be. things to handle. I just hope this didn't eat up too much time. Finding Raynar remains a top priority. I could go back to Coney Island and see if he turned up while I was gone. Possibility of berating him for thoughtlessness cracks me up, but only a little. And yeah, gotta move the RV before it draws too much attention, before some busybody develops an unwanted interest in it. There's no point in driving it to Coney Island when I can take the subway, so what to do first? We will drive the RV away. Be prepared, first and foremost. Boop. If anything happens to our stash, Raynar is going to skin me when he shows up. I happen to like my skin. Had it for as long as I can remember. Plus, it's not like he's facing his final death or anything, I think. Final death. We know what that is, but let's read it anyways. When a vampire crosses from undeath to true death, from which they cannot be brought back. Yeah. 1 second. Yeah. Fire, sunlight, decapitation, dismemberment, or total destruction of the body are ways to meet the final death. A vampire less than a year old becomes a rotting corpse, while older vampires turn to skeletons or even dust. New York really lives up to its rep as the city that never sleeps. People keep walking past, oblivious to the intensity of my gaze. The blood slowly coursing through their veins just beneath the surface of their skin tempts me in ways I cannot describe. No, I don't wanna... I force myself to look away, not for the dregs of my own mortality, nor because I feel any grand respect for them. It's simpler than that. It's simpler than that. Too many eyes. Too much risk. My crew's unspoken credo. Hello, Hyra. Hello, hello. I still have not made the command for the silly cat. Hello, Hyra. But I can do the normal commands, Hyra. Hello, hello, hello. We're playing the Empire. Mine cat raid. Hello. Hello, I'm Urs. I think most people know me, but hi, I'm Urs. I play the video games, mostly role-playing games, but also sometimes story games like these. Or or well, in this case, it's a visual novel, which I guess is the most story game of story games. We just started this one today. It's the third in a line, though, or a series. This is kind of like our Sunday game where we normally like read stories or just read things. And I was like, hey, there's like visual novels. We can also do that. So that is what I'm doing or have been doing for a while now. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. If not, feel free to sit down, relax, enjoy, be silly, I don't know, eat something, drink something, go pee, go poop. Or just go sleep. I don't know, whatever you feel like. I will just keep reading. Also, I like to make silly voices a lot of times. You need proper sustenance? Yeah, you do. Have a good lurk. As I approach the ruined parking lot, where I've stashed my IV. RV, not IV. I freeze. Shit. There's already a crowd milling around. Two, no, three of them. Maybe mortal, but kindred or ghouls are much more likely. 'Cause what? Random thieves suddenly got their hands itchy for an RV as old as mine? No, they must be Camarilla types, given where we are. I feel my vitae starting to boil, but I played cool. What's their interest in my RV? How they even find it? And more importantly, how do I get them to leave? How do they even find it? And more importantly, how do I get them to leave? Chimera... I don't know what the fuck chimерistry is. But it's apparently something that we have two in. Silence of death. Now they hear me. What the fuck is chimeristry? Oh, is that like... Twitch wants you to know this. Thank you, Twitch. And thank you, Wolf. Oh, okay. Also, vitae, archaic term for the blood of a vampire. Uh, can it tell me what chimерistry is? I'll give them something to chase. Or now they hear me. Now they don't. Um. Okay, no risk, right? So now they hear me. Now they hear me. Hunger increases. Oh, wait, is this a full bar? Ooh. You can conjure illusions into existence, search phantoms. Okay. Huh. In a blink, the drifting snowflakes seem deafening next to my gate. The prowlers don't see me, can't detect hint of my movement as I... of my approach. Wait, what? My movement as I approach my RV. Seems like this shatters the remnants of my heart. Seeing it like this shatters the remnants of my heart. They wrecked it, digging through hidden compartments, flipping through confidential documents that won't reveal anything to them, spilling my meticulously stored blood, and tossing my spare furnishment onto the pavement. Sounds like Nenio's signature skill. It does. Give me a second. Give me a second. Oogie, I'm back. My home. Violated, ruined, done. I hang back until they're all outside, huddled together over some undoubtedly crucial matter. Barely containing the wrath simmering under my cold, undead skin, I force myself to calm down. I'll sneak into the driver's seat before my illusion fades away, speeding off right under their noses. It's bold, maybe even a bit stupid, but, well, I follow my gut like I always do. It rarely fails me, but when it does, oh boy. I mean, I'm ravenous, right? The first idea that pops into my head is typically the winner. Just as I'm about to make my move towards the RV, I spot her. Actually, scratch that. It's my skin that reacts first. Every hair is standing on end as if electrocuted. An alarm blares in my head, screaming danger. Only then do I see her stepping smoothly out of the shadows, gait relaxed and yet somehow predatory. Oh, okay, let's see, who is it? Either it's someone we don't know, or it is, the, lady from the first game. It is the lady from the first game. Leaving so soon, sugar. I have no idea who she is, and I'm normally spot on at identifying those who prefer me finally dead. It's handy in my line of business. Yep, duty called, and by duty I mean you can fuck right off. He doesn't even blink at my quip and just keeps inching closer. I feel an urge to step back, but a quick side-eye informs me that the prowlers have returned and are standing right behind me. I'm afraid you're gonna have to come with me. I was raised better than that. Sorry, no can do, sugar. Dad always said not to get off with strangers. Her smile stretches wider, but it's devoid of any real humor or warmth. She's only steps away now, and I'm effectively trapped. Well, this stranger isn't giving you too many options, doll. I'm Valerie Duval, the Scourge of New York. An executioner, subordinate directly to the sheriff with a penchant for eliminating caitiffs and thin bloods. The council issues an arrest warrant in your name since they've taken interest in your unusual endeavors. With those recent business meetings, you've left a trail of breadcrumbs too scrumptious not to follow. The fuck? We barely had time to look around New York, let alone meet up with anyone. Now, you can either accompany me without a fuss or, well, let's just leave it at the first option. It's decidedly in your best interest. She gestures to one of the prowlers behind me, her henchman, I guess, who brandishes a heavily sharpened stake. My throat tightens involuntarily. What the fuck does the council want with me? Our crew's business isn't all that against their precious traditions, is it? Traditions. 6 ancient traditions create the framework of governance among Camarilla kindred. While they are open to interpretations in each domain, and some are more important than others, they are known to all Camarilla kindred. The first tradition, the Masquerade. The second tradition, the Domain. The third tradition, the Progeny. The fourth tradition, the Accounting. The fifth tradition, Hospitality. The sixth tradition, Destruction. I'm not without reason, darling. Your move. Thanks for the fake choice. Oh, it's my move, ain't it? 'Cause from my viewpoint all roads seem to end at the tip of that stake. Said tip jabs painfully against my back, right where my heart would be beating madly if it wasn't all shriveled up. Case in point. The council will undoubtedly release you following a meticulous inquiry. Of course, this is your final chance. Alright, Jesus, I'll fucking go with you. Valerie tosses me a so-called smile, the sort that could turn the sun into ice. Good girl. Now come, the council is waiting. Yay! False choices on my end too, because bet the same thing would have happened if I would have went to the other place. One second. Well, now I'm being slammed with some bullshit accusations and hauled to Elysium for interrogation. What the fuck? There's no way I'm playing along. Well, maybe I am, seeing as I'm about to go fang to fang with New York's Ivory Tower. Hooray! So, this is their joint, the art hole. Seriously? Could they have picked a more pretentious spot? The Ivory Tower Splinter has wedged itself right in the middle of New York City's swankiest row. Welcome to the still heart of the Camarilla's intricate machinations. Here, where the local kindred clink their glasses, all the while plotting each other's demise. Unless, of course, you're a pariah like me, an outcast from a wrong clan, with a knack of stirring up trouble, in which case, you're screwed from the get-go. Honestly, I prefer not knowing how posh it is. Places like this don't exactly roll out the red carpet for someone who deals with my kind of stuff. But since I've got immediate escape plans, might as well play along. And on that note, oh wait, what? Did I click twice? I'd happily sit on it on principle, but Gotta admit, it seems pretty low-key on the outside, not counting the two chuckling goons who nearly missed the memo on blending with the crowd. On that note, is there a giggle-worthy revelation you'd care to share with me, Birdie? Your demeanor hints at a job well done, does it not? The awkward freeze frame those two are stuck in would be comedy gold if I wasn't knee-deep in my own mess.
Uh, yeah, Mr. Vo, sir. I mean, no, not really anything too well. You know, just like the usual stuff we're seeing, I guess.
Does this usual stuff include dubious characters within a mile's reach of Elysium? Groups for which you were specifically instructed to watch out? 3 of them, to be exact, if my count holds true? 3 groups of what? Honestly, I didn't spot a thing. Then again, maybe I'm just not clued in on what to look out for. Later, cook.
I mean, I apologize. We really should have.
Yes, you really should have. Boy, that shot him like an icy bullet. I wasn't exactly cozy myself, but that poor sod probably just shed the last ounce of warmth left in him. Return to your duties at once. I'll be expecting a detailed report within the next hour.
Yes, Mr. Vo, sir.
He waddles off like a scolded kid, and his pal refuses to meet our eyes. I throw Valerie a look of unwilling respect. She obviously holds some serious clout in these parts. Come now, dragging your feet earns you no favors, and believe me, you could use a few. Is that an offer, Mr. Val? Her smile serves as enough of the silent veto to make it clear that prying any further is futile. Not exactly a good sign. She swings the door open, but there's no warm invitation in the gesture. Okay, give me another moment. Wait, what? You're playing a horror game on the side and the music on stream is too quiet to tell where it's coming from, but loud enough to freak out. Oh no. Okay. I think... Freak you out. Yeah. I assume that's what you meant. So, something came up on my end. I want to be there for someone. And I think this is a good place. Like, we had the, like, intro kind of like, okay, we got, like, kicked our butt. People were like, yeah, like, your opinion doesn't matter. Also, apparently there's war or something going on. So I will end early today. And we will, your current progress will be saved at the beginning of the current quest scene. Why? Okay, sure, whatever. But this is where we will continue. Yeah, please. Yeah, I will. Don't worry. I know that you'll understand, and my priorities has always been, you know, based on the, you know, things that I hold more important. And, you know, I gain nothing from me being more distracted. You gain nothing from me being distracted. I'll be back. Before I go, I guess, so on Tuesday, most likely we will be, or I will be playing, not Shadowrun, but I will be playing Peak with Hyra and Esme. The time we have not decided on yet, but we'll find out. Wednesday, nothing, because we moved Baldur's Gate back to Friday. And then Thursday we will play Shadowrun. And then Friday, as I said, Baldur's Gate, and then Sunday we will be playing more of this, which is different from the other two games. But we'll find out. We'll see. It's not a bad difference so far. Let me see if there's anyone where I want to send you already to. If not, I might just end. Should I just end? If I don't find anyone, like, with the first look where I'm like, yes, this person. They're up for 2 hours. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just end. Cause I don't know. For me, rating, I need to at least say hi and like stick around for a bit. I don't feel like doing that. So I'll be back on Tuesday. And until then, if you haven't heard anything from me, expect that I just forgot. Until then, bye bye.